Thank you, Kimberly. While we are locating my 4-slide presentation, excellent. That was Kimberly's nice way of conveying the fact that I constantly bitch about Canvas all the time. And to start with, and to just say that this is what I do. It does support foreign languages, but only to a certain extent. What is that certain extent? It does not support it. I'm sorry, Kimberly, but I've been listening to how amazing that system is for an hour and a half now. Also, I do function with very few hours of sleep, so I will stick to my notes to the best of my ability. So in the comment section, and this is significant, it does not support the foreign language. So either correct your students' problems or mistakes in English, or find all sorts of various ways of not using any punctuation marks, or many other things that it doesn't cut it. So this is our aim and attempt to, an appeal to the Canvas gods to make it slightly more foreign language friendly. But with that, everything I present here today, I should credit, in addition to the Hebrew program, very specifically Orit Yeret, my colleague, who is a Canvas genius. So whenever I am stuck with something, I always go to her. And what I wanted to do is just take a step back and briefly talk a little bit about homework and why homework is so significant in foreign language education in particular. I took Kimberly's advice, as I always do, very seriously. I had no visuals related to except for two, to the presentation, so I just randomly added pictures of Israel, made by a very talented photographer. His name is Udi Goren. Happens to be my cousin. So Yale has a strong commitment to liberal arts education, as we all know, and part of it is the foreign language requirement. That means that every student who comes to Yale has to take a foreign language. It doesn't matter what their level in a certain language is. They can choose to take a new language. They can decide to expand their knowledge in an existing language. But in any event, each and every one of them is taking at least one course in a foreign language. Hebrew, as many other languages that were presented here today, Arabic included, and Korean, of course, is what is called considered the less commonly taught language. That means that we don't, unlike the more commonly taught languages, Spanish, for example, I always blame them for everything. We do not have very good textbooks. So we have to glean our pedagogy and materials from different sources, and this is where Canvas is very, very effective. There's one other issue, and this, I will have to actually look at it, and this is the difficult level of foreign languages in general. There is a division, we should take it with a grain of salt, but generally speaking, Hebrew belongs to a category 4 level language, and that is that division was made by the Foreign Service Institute of the U.S. Department of State. And that means that in order to achieve an advanced level, advanced mid in actual scale, and it's called RS in their scale, a student needs to have 1,100 hours, contact hours, in the language. Now, if we do it simple math, because this is all I am capable of, being from the humanities. At Yale, we teach 5 hours a week for, say, 26 weeks. I mean, if we exclude exams and things like that, but this is actually include those hours. So that's 130 hours a year. Let's say that a student is highly committed and they take 8 semesters of the language. We're still even less than half of where we should be in order to have them reach that level. That means that we really need to rely on homework and on work done outside of classroom. And to that end, I want to just show you how we use, in the Hebrew program, we use Canvas. And again, I credit Orit for this beautiful idea of dividing courses into weeks. So students, yes, they do have to count, but only to 13, and therefore know when they are in which week. But once we press, they have all the work that they need to do. It's also convenient for me if I want to embed and show certain clips in class. I don't have to go back to my email and get it from there. I just click and it's there. And then at the end of every class, and it's always in green, because that's color I like, and it's not as intimidating as red, they press and they have list of everything that they need to do for homework. No, that's not that. Why is it significant? Because here, as you can see, they have 6 different homework assignments. And they need to know where to get things from. And when we have everything in one place, they just click and get to where they need to be. So it functions very much like the modules, only it incorporates many other sources. Yeah, I'm good. In addition to sending them to specific website, I also here send them to the specific assignments that they need to respond to. And here I will end with just one minor complaint, last one. Because they have to basically submit 7 different things for each class, sometimes they don't do those things at once. And the problem is that, when they upload the material, they need to upload everything together. So if they have 7 files, for example, if we send them to do some online activity and then I ask them to do a screenshot of the activity so that I know that they've done it and also what went wrong, what was good, etc., they have to submit everything at once, because if they do it in 2 times, for example, the first time gets erased. So we do need something, we leave something else for the crew to take care of. Other than that, working with Canvas for 2 years, I do like it. I don't tell Timberly that, but it is much more convenient and straightforward once you get the hang of it than Classes V2 was. And the team is highly professional and responsive to the extent that they can. So at least they will hear you complain about things and say, yes, we're working on it. We promise to make it better. Thank you.